Hey, I remember that. Who could forget? People were afraid to go out.
Can you tell me any more about this?
Nice to find someone in here who wants to talk. They all want to read. Gets boring, let me tell you. Now, that was a nasty business. Weird. The Clive house still give people the creeps. Just last year, a boy was murdered there. Unexplained. His brother found him, all cut up. Police couldn't find a clue. How'd you hear about this?
Well, I was reading about Dr. Clive, his work in radiology, and then this thing about a creature, you know, and I got a little curious. And did you know Dr. Clive?
Well, I knew of him. He was a strange one. Weren't more than a handful of people in town he talked to. And the way he worked, day and night, always a light on in his lab. He never even had time to come to the inn on Sunday for a drink. And there were these flashes of light on his roof. Don't ask me what they were, but it was after that the thing appeared. Killed a farmer, Frank Townsend.
There's something that I don't understand. I mean, the articles just suddenly stop. There's the notice about Clive's death, and that's it.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you about that. Right after the thing killed Townsend, people got pretty scared. So some people went up to talk to Clive. Things got out of hand. Well, Clive's fell or something. He died a couple of days later. Now, the newspaper thought it best not to play it up.
What about the creature?
Never seen again.
Is there anybody in town that I could talk to about Clive?
Elizabeth Collins. They was gonna get married. She's probably in the park right now. Spends her afternoons there, reading poetry.
What does she look like?
Oh, you can't miss Queen Elizabeth. She's been sticking out like a sore thumb for years.
Miss Collins? I was told that I'd find you here. My name is David Barr. I understand that you were a friend of Jeffrey Clive. I was wondering if I might ask you a few questions about him. Miss Collins?
That was a very long time ago. I don't think I can help you. Just what is it about him that interests you?
Well, Dr. Clive was a great scientist. I think his research could help my medical problem.
What are you so interested in Clive for?
His work in radiation.
Clive was a murderer. Are you interested in that?
Dr. Clive had a laboratory in his house. Now, is there anyone that I could talk to about that?
People get killed in that house, you know that? The place ought to be burnt down.
You see, Mr. Barr, city guys like you aren't real welcome around here.
Not welcome at all.
Hello, Elizabeth. Is everything all right?
He's been asking about the Clive house, wants to go rooting around in there.
That's enough, Case. You and Willie take off. Case, this isn't going to do anything for Walt. It's too late for that.
It's not enough work here for a cop. Hasn't been any trouble, any real trouble, for a year. I'd kind of like to keep it that way. You won't find anything out at the Clive house. Anything good. Nothing good ever came out of that place. You'd do best to leave it alone. Elizabeth?
Welcome to Visaria. No one here ever spoke of Jeffrey as a great scientist. I never really understood his work. Jeffrey tried to explain, but I just didn't have the background. It was something about using the sun's radioactivity to increase strength and productivity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It doesn't really make any sense.
What about the creature?
You said you wanted to talk about Jeffrey.
Yes, but well, the creature could be tied to Dr. Clive, and I need to know that.
I don't know anything about that. Listen, whatever mistakes Jeffrey made, he rectified them.
What do you mean?
He wasn't specific, but he told me that his work had led to something terrible. But he assured me that he'd been able to cure it.
Cure it? Those were Dr. Clive's words?
Just before he died, he completed a cure. He told me that, and he would never have lied, not to me.
Miss Collins, this could be very, very important to me. Did Dr. Clive keep any notes?
I think so. I wouldn't know where they are. Del Fry, he's Jeffrey's old assistant. Maybe he could help you. I've kept him on at the house. If he can't help you, have a look for yourself. Jeffrey left his house to me. I wish I had the courage to live there.
Miss Collins, if what you've told me is correct, you've done me a great favor.